People are bundling up and rushing for warmth in these dangerously cold temperatures. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Krista Babe. Staying warm is a must out there, but you may need to grab even more layers for tonight. We'll go to meteorologist Lisa Green right away. Lisa, just how cold are we talking?
Well, you've heard us talking about it last couple of days. Coldest temperatures of the season so far, likely going to be happening by tomorrow morning. Right now, in comparison, it doesn't look too bad. Several areas still above the 0-degree mark. 2 degrees in Fargo, 4 below, though, in Grand Forks. And the coldest spot, northwest Minnesota, Roseau and Thief River Falls at 6 below. Taking a peek at our wind speeds, they are strong in some instances, gusting above 20 miles per hour. Out of the north, that wind coming in with that cold air for us for tonight. And wind chills are down into the teens and 20s below. Hallock, the big winner here, 32 below is our current wind chill, but they're going to continue dropping with those temperatures plummeting tonight. Right now, all of us under a wind chill advisory, but at 9 o'clock, the wind chill warning kicks in. And Krista, we could be seeing those wind chills dropping down to 40, even 50 below in some places by tomorrow morning. We'll have details on that coming up in just a few moments.
All right, thank you, Lisa. A chase between two cars started in South Fargo earlier today and ended in Dilworth. But this one didn't involve officers stopping the car. Fargo police say they received multiple calls about a car chasing another car near 25th Street and University. Police tell us a used car dealer was trying to reclaim a car they say they received fraudulent payments on. The car drove off and the car dealer started chasing it. The fleeing vehicle hit another one and drove off, finally stopping in Dilworth. Charges are expected for both the chase and hit and run. A death threat to employees lands a Fargo man in jail. 24-year-old Gary Bush was arrested after a Luther Family Ford employee got a call from him. Bush said he was sharpening his knives and the dealership would need a new crew soon. Earlier that day, Bush was let go due to poor performance from the dealership. He has since been charged with terrorizing. Some concerns for North Dakota legislators about the switch of health insurance plans from Blue Cross Blue Shield to the Sanford Health Plan. The legislators at the Cass County League of Women Voters Forum addressed the issue this morning. Leaders say that Sanford made it clear those with the new plan won't be forced to lose their doctor. Representative Tom Beadle says a handful of people at the Capitol have been working on some last-minute bills to put on the table so that the coverage and care is equal to what Blue Cross Blue Shield provided.
We have to have competition, and when the competition is fair, we have to be willing to change and to work with the process. And am I nervous? Yes, but I'm willing to take that step forward and see what happens.
So they want to try to be as open as possible, but I know we will be monitoring that situation and hoping that it stays good for the members of PERS.
The public employee retirement system switched over after 37 years with Blue Cross Blue Shield. The changeover takes place July 1st. Another stumble for the nearly 5-year-old Affordable Care Act law. The administration announced a special enrollment period to sign up for health care from March 15th to April 30th. It's for more people who may have not realized there's a tax penalty, but also warning some people the government is saying some information is wrong and telling nearly 1 million taxpayers to hold off filing their 2014 returns.
The error affects about 800,000 people who bought insurance through healthcare.gov and who the administration says have now received inaccurate information on their tax forms. Between 40,000 and 80,000 people already filed their taxes with the wrong data, and officials say the Treasury Department will provide them with additional information. So for now, all those affected are being told to wait. Andrew Slavitt with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services says the government needs time to sort out the mistakes.
So we're notifying people, and we've already begun notifying people today. They'll get a corrected form beginning the first week in March.
About 6.5 million people are receiving tax credits to help pay for their insurance through the federal marketplace. Officials don't yet know what caused the problem for the 800,000, but options range from human error to a software glitch. With filing season underway, it's causing complications. The world's largest tax services provider, H&R Block, warned in a statement Friday that those who already filed could face an additional repayment obligation. Others could see their tax returns delayed.
Everybody here has directly benefited from the Affordable Care Act.
But Friday's snafu is a blemish on the federal enrollment season, which officials say saw 11.4 million people sign up or renew Obamacare plans. It's reminiscent of last year's debacle when the federal website crashed multiple times at launch. Republicans are pouncing. In a letter sent late Friday to the Department of Health and Human Services, Illinois' Pete Roskam demanded answers, writing, "This error has created additional uncertainty in a tax season already filled with unprecedented challenges and complexity for taxpayers."
The glitch is also amplifying calls from Republicans to repeal the law, but the White House says this is just a very small fraction of people affected, and they should still have plenty of time to file by the April 15th deadline with the right information. No more potholes on the roads. North Dakota lawmakers hope to fill in the gaps with a bill that's expected to pass. It's what's called the Surge Funding Bill. The focus is on oil country, but some of the $1.1 billion will head to the valley. The money is for brick and mortar projects like repairing roads and bridges. Legislators at the League of Women's Voters Forum this morning say this funding has bipartisan support and passed in both the House and the Senate. But some lawmakers say the bill should have been put into place years ago.
The current spending package is referred to as a surge in funding when it's really catch up for what we've known has been needs in the oil and gas producing counties for about the past 5 to 7 years.
This helps us get the money out there a little faster and does help address some of those needs that some of the individuals have and the need to be met right now.
As soon as it's signed by the governor, which could happen as soon as next week, the funding can be used. The bill was written that way so construction projects can start up in the spring and not have to wait to use the money until the next fiscal year. Well, strong reaction from North Dakota leaders after last week's train derailment in West Virginia. On Monday, more than 100 cars carrying crude oil from the Bakken derailed in a snowstorm, sending a large fireball into the air. The cars were modern versions of the DOT 111 cars that were involved in a derailment near Quebec that killed over 40 people. But two of the state's representatives say more needs to be done than just an update to tankers.
Less about the thickness of the steel than it is about the rail itself and the ability for the cars to stay on the tracks, which tells you that any rulemaking has to be comprehensive.
So they had some of the safety features, but not all of the safety features that you'll see on the new 1232 car.
Senator Heitkamp released a statement stressing the importance of first responders, federal and local officials working together for a plan to prevent and prepare for emergencies such as derailments. Local athletes are getting warmed up this weekend, but they need fans. Cass County Special Olympics is looking to fill the stands for a Sunday basketball game. It's a sport that is trying to raise awareness about abilities of people with intellectual disabilities. It's free to get in and will be held at Agassiz School in Fargo from 1 to 5:30. Thousands of people roamed the 5th annual Unglued Craft Fest this weekend with 70 unique vendors, live music, and food. There was something for everyone. Valley News Team's Christina Craig spoke with the event organizer. The community has gotten to know her, who's spreading her craft craze through downtown Fargo.
The sound of music and chatter echoes in your ear. Hundreds pour into the Plain Arts Museum, all to get a look of what's on display.
It's definitely crazy. The turnout this year, it's already bigger than last year.
Unglued store owner Ashley Morkin says it's all about bringing the community together.
The most gratifying thing to know that we're doing something that's supporting all these artists, and it's getting our community, like 4,000 people at least, excited about things that are happening with artists and getting creative themselves.
Morkin says crafting has always been her calling, but surprisingly, it's not where she started.
Ever since I was in nursing school, I kind of knew it wasn't the thing I really wanted to do in life, but I didn't just want to quit it because I enjoyed knowing I was making a difference as a nurse, and I love cardiac. But I kind of felt like there was something else I wanted to do.
The moment it clicked to switch careers wasn't with opening a storefront along Broadway, but with the success of her first craft fair.
The first time we did it at the American Legion building on Broadway, and we could only fit about 30 vendors all together. And we were just hoping that it would work out.
What originally started with only 30 crafters has more than doubled over the past 5 years. Morkin donates 6 months of hard work to make this happen. The return, bringing new vendors into the city.
Just realized that like putting modern handmade makers together is a great environment for them to sell really well. It's what makes us feel like we have a purpose for being here in the community and in Fargo. We don't need to go move to some bigger city.
In Fargo, Christina Craig, Valley News Live.
Well, later on Valley News Live at 6, this Fargo man is ready to hit all the right notes for some famous faces.